Sustay Tangal Kania. Welcome everyone to another Realestate.com.kh video. Today we have the pleasure of being joined in the studio by Haijun. He's from Tings & Associates. They're a interior design and architecture firm here in Cambodia. You might have heard of them recently. They got the top honors at the Cambodia Property Awards for their work at the Peninsula residence in Troy Changvar. Haijun, welcome. First, could you just introduce yourself? Where are you from? How long have you worked in Cambodia real estate, and what do you do?
Hi, my name is Haijun. I came from China. I have been in the real estate business in Cambodia for 3 years. I was trained in history of art. I went to school to read history and politics. Currently, I'm doing a little bit of architectural design and hotel development.
Great. So earlier this year, you spoke at the Realestate.com.kh Lifestyle Expo, and your speech was sort of centered around the idea that you see Cambodian buildings and new structures following the style of China and following the process that has been existing in China. But you say that's a bad thing. Could you tell the people why?
Well, it's certainly not a good thing. China has its peculiar situation for the last 30 years, and its trajectory is not to be duplicated by any other nation in the world. The common Chinese style of a residential building, it's bad. Simply because it was made for the purpose of solving a temporary problem caused by dramatic growth of population and wealth. For example, Beijing had its population 30 years ago of 9 million. And today it's 20 million. 20 million, that's even bigger than the entirety of Cambodia. And Beijing's GDP per capita 30 years ago was a few $100 US dollars. And now today it's 20,000. So here we have a problem where you have 20 million people with everybody being relatively rich and wanting to buy housing. The only solution is to build up monotonous, piled up concrete boxes to satisfy the temporary demand. And what's to happen in 30 years? We don't know. As the great Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping used to say, the younger generation of Chinese will always have a bigger wisdom comparing to what we do. So it's a problem for them to solve. The question today is, do we need the same thing for Cambodia? My answer is absolutely not. Cambodia is not yet pressured with such dramatic growth of population and wealth. And for one, the Cambodians, in my opinion, have always lived in style and they have taste. I don't believe any true local Cambodian, or indeed any real resident of Phnom Penh, is to find the piled up concrete boxes attractive at all. And secondly, land and property in Cambodia are freehold, whereas in China, land and property are to be owned for 70 years maximum. Theoretically, here in Cambodia, you can own property forever. Right. So why would anybody build something that's to last only for 30 or 40 years and thereafter to be detested by their children and grandchildren? So that, I don't think it's good.
And sort of playing off that, Cambodia has such a rich history of design going all the way back to the Angkor era, and of course the structures of Van Molievan, one of the most famous names in Cambodian architecture. Do you think that legacy is being lost currently, or do you think there's still hope to sort of for the new Khmer architectural style?
I don't believe this legacy is being lost. On the contrary, I think these traditions are being held with very high respect by their own people. In my office, I work with graduates from the Royal University of Fine Arts. I was told that the styles and works of Van Mollivan are being constantly emphatically taught in class. It is the fact often neglected by people that we are living in a world where money rules all. Purchasing power has the biggest say. In other words, I often say, in other words, the taste of the audience dictates the trend of art. In the last year or two, a significant purchasing power is represented by the Chinese Investor Society, who have never been to Cambodia before and who have very little interest in living in Cambodia in near future, but who are very eager to buy an apartment in Phnom Penh, in Sihanoukville, only for investment alone. So, well, imagine you are a Chinese buyer on a 2 to 3 day trip to Phnom Penh, and you have to decide which project you're going to buy. I think in 2 to 3 days at the end, you are most likely to make a decision to buy a building that is most familiar to you and that resembles the neighborhood back at home.
Right.
Once the developers find out this shortcut, you and I today will end up with so many these buildings around us, which is very unfortunate.
So I guess to combat that, just as a sort of final summing up, what is maybe the biggest piece of advice you would give to someone who may not have the money to buy a condo for hundreds of thousands of dollars, but wants to live in a place that has a sense of style that's unique, or that's has its own modernity to it?
Well, that's what we're trying to do actually with our company, but I have some bad news for them. As the developing activities are going strong today, land prices is on the increase in the city. So if you can't afford something today, you are very likely to find that things are still less affordable tomorrow. So the only hope is for the satellite cities around Phnom Penh to be likely to be developed. And around these areas, you have lots of the functions of the capital city being relocated. But if that doesn't happen, my advice would be, well, your chances are to work harder, make a millionaire of yourself, and then you might be able to afford one or two.
Great. So maybe for those looking around, they might want to look for places in Sen Sok or Tul Kork or the farther out areas, you're saying?
Only if these places eventually become the satellite cities. But for now, I don't see a very obvious sign of it.
Okay. So only time will tell, you're saying?
Right.
Great. Well, Haijun, thank you so much for joining us here in the Realestate.com.kh studio. If people want to contact you or get more information, where can they find you?
We have an office, and of course we have our website. It's things.asia.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, all the viewers. Remember to click subscribe down below. Comment on what your opinions are on design and architecture in Cambodia, and give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Akun Charan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for watching another Cambodia real estate video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. We do interviews like this with all the leading experts in Cambodia real estate. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and comment below if you have anything to add. Also, don't forget to like our Facebook page, Realestate.com.kh, to get all the latest news and see all the videos that we put out. Thank you.